This is a story about the experiences that I went through whilst in Zimbabwe and driving a motor vehicle. So it's entitled Roadblock Tales, and I have part 1, part 2, and part 3. I had become expert at spotting roadblocks from a kilometer away. The police ahead, sign a mere 100 meters from the cops. Their own car with private plates safely parked off-road. I was flagged down. Then I slowed down, deployed hazards, and came to a stop in the middle of the road. Rolled down the window and said, "Kurise." It's safe to speak in Shona 99% of the time, but I could switch at a moment's notice to other languages. "License," the cop demanded. I pulled out my UK license and gave it to him. "Pakai up," he said. "Why?" I asked. "It's not kudita kusungai. We are just saying pakai pasite." Then I say, "Saka kana ndisina kusungwa. Why am I being asked to park?" "To allow other cars to pass," he says. "So other cars pass and others stop," I persist. My wife then says, "Jingo parka tuone." After I'm parked, the cop follows me and says, "Extinguisher." I fidget with my iPhone to try and record the conversation, and I think cop noticed. I asked if there's a burning car that requires an extinguisher as I open the boot and show him one. He's clearly not used to being asked so many questions. He ignores me and next wants to see my spare wheel. "Whose problem is it if I break down?" I ask. "I'll have to remove the 2 suitcases to show you the spare wheel," I say. He hands me back my license and says I can go. "How's the UK?" he asks. "Okay," I say. "I've only been stopped once in 10 years driving there." Meanwhile, the one with the receipt book approaches the car saying, "Havana mosha era." "Zvanzi ndiende," I say. Then the other cop asks, "How much are cars in the UK?" "Tengai ku Japan," I advise. "Ku beforward.com. Then I complain, "But munomisa motor pakati pe road. This is an 80 km/h zone. It's dangerous." They ignore and target an oncoming combi. This was the second of 4 roadblocks in a 10-kilometer journey. On a normal day, I was getting stopped at least 10 times, and every time I vowed not to pay bribe. I never did. Part 2. I spotted the roadblock a kilometer away and prepared to stop. I started slowing down and deploying hazards to warn those behind me of my intentions. The police ahead sign was just 100 meters from the cops. There were 3 lanes, hence 3 queues. I took the middle lane with 2 cars in front of me. The left lane was equally long. Then I realized the only car on the right was just leaving. So logically, I moved to the right lane. "License," the cop demanded. I pulled out my UK license. "Zvese mangamagona," you were spot on. "Except one thing." "What's that?" I asked. "Makrosa, you crossed the solid line." "Solid line?" And sure enough, when I logically changed lane for a quicker service, I did cross the solid line. Shit. Saka paka henyu up. "Please park over there." I complied by again crossing the same solid line, but it was not a crime this time. Then to my shock, crossing the solid line is US $15 spot fine. "Handina, I don't have it," I lied. "Nyorai, write a ticket." "Hainyorwe, this one we don't write a ticket," he says. "It's spot fine, chete. It's a spot fine only. Hapana ere wamungafonera kuti akubhadharire. Is there someone you can phone to come and pay for you?" "No," I said. Saka zvinoitika ndezvekuti munoendeswa ku. So we are taking you to the station, then it's up to the discretion of the officer to discharge you whenever they are satisfied. So it's better mukatsvaga anokubhadharirai. If you find someone to pay your fine, it's better for you. Iribo, hendei ku station, it's fine. Let's go to the station, I suggested. Chimbo pakai makadaro timbo dila nevamwe. Remain parked while we deal with others, he says. So there's a queue here. Then I noticed they're arguing with two ladies who are also saying they have no money but are willing to come to the station and pay. Why can't you tell us your names? Demand the ladies. I notice none have their names displayed, and one is hiding his name with a clipboard. Fishy, I thought. Is this roadblock legal? I wonder. I seize my moment and say, just write our tickets, otherwise you're wasting our time. The cop is visibly upset by my comments. Wasting time? Manje wenda ngandichida kukuregerera. I was about to let you go, but haungamboti, you can't say, police is wasting your time. I'm discharging my duties according to the law. Otherwise, vanotaurisa imi tozotsvaga kuti munombonzi vanani ende munoita nezvei. Those who talk too much may be investigated to find out who they are and what they do, he threatens. I get my phone from the car and make a call. Officer, pane vari kuda kutaura nemi pa phone. Someone wants to talk to you on the phone. Diane, who is it? He asks. I tell him without mentioning the rank of his senior. Hatitauri pa phone. We don't talk on the phone. Then my kids want to use the toilet. Mune toilet here, officer. Do you have toilets? Vana vanoda toilet. The children want or need the toilet. Hatina toilet, he quips. We don't. The kids continue asking for the toilet. Tell the policeman you need the toilet, I tell the kids. The two ladies seize their moment and slowly drive away. The cops are surprised. Hatina kutora license, Ravo, one says. We forgot to grab the license. Then my cop says to me, Chienda, you can go, as he hands me my license back. I come back 20 minutes later with backup, and the roadblock has been dismantled. It's about 11:30 a.m. So what do you think, guys? Why were the officers reluctant to identify themselves, and why were they refusing to write tickets for the crime? Part 3. It was not the first or last roadblock of the day. That was after I hit the playful baboon, which decided to jump in front of the vehicle, though I had slowed down enough not to kill it. As soon as I handed over my license, I was asked to park off-road. Before long, the officer had noticed that the insurance disc was not displayed. Displaying it had been overlooked, but it was 400 kilometers away. Write me the ticket and I will produce the insurance at the nearest police station in Bulawayo. No, it's a spot fine, $20 US. 10 minutes later, I make the payment. But officer, how do you expect to attract investors into the country when you subject motorists to such unnecessary harassment? And the potholed roads are increasing maintenance costs and reducing the lifespan of vehicles. And the officer says, your opportunity is coming in 2018 election year. No, officer, some of these things don't need a change of government. They need a change of mindset, a dialogue among Zimbabweans to improve our own lives. These things are who we are. Let's fix it now. And the officer says, you are the ones who made a mistake in 2013 election. I refuse to be drawn into politics. I don't know these guys. Well, says I, let's not go there. We'll leave that for another day. He understands. Later that day, I show my ticket receipt to someone. They fined you for not having insurance? You've got insurance. They should have charged for failure to display. There is no way you'll get the third number plate without insurance. They know that. You can actually appeal. I couldn't be bothered, I said. That's the only money they'll ever get. I'm gonna give them hell within reason. What was hilarious was that when you leave Victoria Falls, there's a US $2, US $40 for trucks. Some of them avoid toll gates by using farm road shortcuts. I know one that got stuck in the muddy farm roads and had to abandon its load of granite stones. What was craziest was the many near head-on collisions I witnessed as vehicles overtook 2 or even 3 vehicles, even at night. So that's the end of my stories. I've only recounted 3 of them, but there were more, and I only managed to pay just that one-off US $20 for not displaying my license. The insurance, which of course had been bought, because there is no way you can get a third number plate, something they call a third number plate, without having that insurance. So thank you for listening to my ordeals. I thought I would want to share with you